So we're going to start working with the face, and up till now it's been pretty much we've been working with the mouth, the tongue and the jaw, and we're going to take that up through the different areas of the face. And the face mirrors the body. The mouth is very much to do with the abdomen, the jaw very much to do with the pelvis, the nasal passageways in the middle, they look a bit like a heart, relates to the heart. There's two large sinuses either side, that mirror the lungs. Let's just look at a picture of that. So the jaw very much to do with the pelvis, then this whole area, the abdomen. Can you see how the roof of the mouth got the same dome as the diaphragm? The large maxillary line of sinuses are like the two lungs. See the nasal passageways, you can almost see the four ventricles there. The eyes are very much to do with the brain. They're the higher centres, and the ethmoid is very much to do with the brain stem and the thalamus. So the energies rise up through the face as we work with the different areas of the face, and they relate to the different areas of the body. And the bones of the face also have the different energies and relate to the different bones of the cranium. And also the different areas of the brain match this and have different qualities, and it's reflected over and over through the whole body, right down to the individual cells, which kind of have a little musculature to themselves. They have a bit of bone structure to each one, or structure fibres that are like bones, and then a fluid system and organs and a nucleus, which is like the brain. So that's how where the holographic and the holographic breathing came from. It's the same matrix over and over, and we're going to do that now and work up through the different areas of the face, so you can feel those different energies as we do. All right, we'll do connecting to the earth and the higher self, and then we'll work through the structures of the face. So closing your eyes and dropping into the holographic breathing. Nice soft motion of the jaw. On the in-breath, the jaw gently opens. On the out-breath, the jaw gently closes. The tongue is on the roof of the mouth, the flat of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. And sending a smile to the earth, and allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth. Notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And breathe. And then saying hello to the higher self, send a smile, send some energy to the higher self, and allow the higher self to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the higher self. And notice what that feels like through your body and through your energies. And asking the earth and the higher self to be with you through the whole session as a resource and a channel. Being aware of the movement in the mouth, in the lips. The lips are lightly sealed, but the lips are moving with the jaw in a very subtle way. The tongue on the roof of the mouth. Being aware of the sides of the jaw. These have quite a grounded energy. Or for me, these are the most grounded energy of the face. These are the hara, it's like the sit bones where you connect to the earth. Strong, deep energies. And then if you travel further forwards in the jaw, around the chin area and either sides of the chin, you may feel this has a brighter, redder quality, but however you experience it is fine. You may feel this connecting to the pubic bone. It is still a low energy, but it may feel a bit brighter and redder connecting to the pubic bone. And if you drop back into the tongue, notice the quality of the tongue, and this changes again. It's very sensory. Relates a lot to the solar plexus. It also connects with the nose. The tongue and the nose seem to have very much the same circuit. Being aware of the tongue connection to the roof of the mouth. Feeling the arc of the roof of the mouth with your tongue. Notice there's a very subtle opening and closing of the roof of the mouth, and allow the roof of the mouth to be made of a softer material, like it's a bit more elastic. It's a very fine bone in the middle. It's much less than 1 millimeter thick. And that is breathing, and it becomes more and more like an energy, and you can rise up through the roof of the mouth into the nasal passageways. This may contact you to the heart. Nasal passageways are very much to do with the heart. And the front of the nasal passageways have one energy, the back has another. It gets darker. For me, it gets darker as you trek back in the nasal passageways, and however you experience this is fine. It may be different to how I'm describing it, but however you experience it is fine. Notice beneath you, you have the roof of the mouth, then the tongue, the jaw, the chin. You can be in the nasal passageways, or you can drop back in your cranium and view more from the back of the cranium, so you're not so forwards in the body and forwards in the face. You can view from further back and be aware of the qualities and feelings there. Breathing. Remember the holographic breathing. And travelling forwards, being aware of the nose. It's a bit like the sternum. They have more of a yellow quality to it. Also relates strongly to the tongue. You've got the sides of the nose, the tip of the nose. Notice if you travel up in the nose, up to the bridge of the nose, it gets a lot brighter, a lot more flashing. And drop down to the sides and more base of the nose. And breathe gently with the holographic breathing. Notice these are all different energies, and as we're traveling up through the face, the vibration is rising. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Relax the spine. All connects to the spine. And then you can move back from the nose into the maxillary sinuses, these big sinuses either side of the nasal passageways. You may feel these opening up to the sides on the in-breath, closing medially on the out-breath, like a pair of lungs, and that they relate to the lungs. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. The first time you go through this, it's like opening gates or clearing energies, so it can be a little bit hard work the first time, but the more often you do it, the easier it gets. Being aware of the sinuses breathing. Below is the roof of the mouth, the tongue, the jaw. And the whole sinuses, the nasal passageways, the nose, all breathing. Then coming up to the zygomatic arch, the cheekbones. Notice the energy changes again. It may become more electric. Connects to the top of the chest. Also it relates a lot to the kidneys, the adrenals, the bladder, the urethra, the whole urinary tract. And breathe. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. We're just going to come down. We're going to go slowly. We're going to come down and then we'll carry on and work through that again. So dropping down from the cheekbones into the maxillary sinuses, into the nasal passageways, into the nose, into feeling the roof of the mouth, and dropping down through the roof of the mouth into the tongue, the sides of the jaw, the front of the jaw, the whole jaw. Notice there's a grounding as you drop down into the jaw and the tongue. Breathe. Relax the back of the neck. Relax the back of the head. Relax the whole body. Breathe. Okay, and gently allowing yourselves to come back. When you feel ready, letting the eyes open. So we're probably going to go through this in several different ways as we carry on, because it is so fundamental to holographic breathing, because there's the movement of the jaw, and then that automatically instigates a movement through all of the bones of the face, which instigates a movement through the bones of the cranium, then the bones of the spine, and the bones of the pelvis, and it all unites as one movement and energy. And then also it instigates the different qualities of energy through the face which relate to the brain. But because we're doing them, even though it all works together as one and connects together as one, we're instigating it by a subtle movement of the jaw. So obviously it's very intrinsic, is this movement and energies of the face, and there's lots of different ways of looking at it. There's the bone structure and the more physical movement. There's the sensory qualities and the energetic qualities and how it relates to the organs. There's the connection to the brainstem, because all of the nerves coming out of the brainstem in one way or another are connecting to the face, and the brainstem is also a picture of a person. We're going to look at that today. So it's quite fundamental. When I first started doing holographic breathing, because I could feel it working through the face, I just thought the idea was to have it all going at the same time, just as a normal thing, and very quickly goes back into the brain and starts activating the brain. But I did realise after a while Okay, it's good to do that as a meditation every so often, but because holographic breathing became my normal breath, to have that all going off at the same time was just far too much. And holographic breathing does just settle into this very grounded movement of the mouth and jaw, because the jaw is like the pelvis, it's like the heels, it's like the earth, it's like the sexual energies and that the earth energies and the grounding. It's got that grounding, so it naturally has got a grounding to it and a healing and a connection to the earth, and then you can rise up through the energies, and over a period of time it just does that bit by bit. It stays in this grounded bit, but continually in little ways opens all of the other energies, and then through the body. It is a very, or for me, it is a natural unfoldment of nature. It just, you don't have to, the movement, you don't have to do it, it just is like a memory. But also the evolution that you start going through, you don't have to do that either. It kind of evolves on its own, in its own natural way, and in a way trying to do it is the mind trying to control evolution. So it has got its natural way of evolving. So we will now go back into that, because we were going and I could feel it getting more and more strenuous, because it was the first time you'd gone through it, so it brought you back and we talked for a little while, and now it should be a little bit easier on the second run. So okay, closing your eyes and dropping into the holographic breathing, being aware, tongue gently relaxed on the roof of the mouth, the jaw relaxed, sides of the jaw opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. These are the deep, grounded energies. It's the earth. And gently moving forwards in the jaw to the chin. Notice it might become a bit brighter, a bit redder, and may connect to the pubic bone, to the women, the ovaries, for the men, the testes, has that quality to it. And dropping back and up into the tongue, much more sensory quality to the tongue. Connects a lot to the nose, to the digestion, to the solar plexus. And breathe, breathing with the holographic breathing. Feeling the tongue's connection to the roof of the mouth. And also feeling the tongue's connection to the nose. The nose and the tongue have very similar energies. Notice it's all a little bit easier the second time around. Roof of the mouth becoming softer and more energetic. Rising up through the roof of the mouth into the nasal passageways. Notice very different quality, and notice if you get a stirring in your heart, and when you go into the nasal passageways you can feel your heart more strongly. Also feeling the tongue and the tongue at the front of the roof of the mouth. Notice how that connects energetically to your nose, and allow yourself to move forwards into the nose. So you can move into the nose from the nasal passageways. You can also move into the nose from the front portion of the tongue. Very delicate, the nose, very sensitive organ. And if you're feeling forwards in the body and forwards in the face, you can still energetically view the qualities of the nose, but you can sit back. You can sit back in your body. You can sit back to the back of your head and view from there. It's much more comfortable, much more grounded to sit back into the occiput at the back of the cranium and view from behind. And dropping back into the maxillary sinuses, either side of the nasal passageways. Notice these are like lungs opening and closing. Notice they connect to the lungs and they feel like lungs. Remembering to do the holographic breathing. Rising up in these maxillary sinuses, then moving into the cheekbones, the zygomatic arch. Notice the energy change. Maybe has a more electric quality to it. You may feel them opening out to the sides on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath, being aware of everything below, the sinuses, the nasal passageways, the nose, the roof of the mouth, the tongue, the jaw. All breathing away different energies. And the cheekbones joining in a different quality of energy, very much. Notice if you can feel the adrenals, kidneys, the bladder. In women, this also relates to the vagina, and the men to the penis. Can have a sexual quality to it, or an electric blue quality. Sitting back in the cranium, viewing from the cranium. Then from the zygomatic arch of the cheekbones, moving back into the upper sinuses into the upper nasal passageways and rise up between the eyes into the ethmoid, the small sinuses of the ethmoid that's between the eyes. And you might find this bright and flashing, and notice it's as if you've gone up a level. This connects to the brain. You might have a bright light there, connects to the third eye. It's as if you've gone up a level. And you should become aware of the ethmoid, also allowing yourself to expand out into the eyes on either side. Relates a lot to the cerebrum and the brain, the eyes, the higher energies for the face. And the ethmoid is the higher energies for the face. It's the brain for the face and the brain stem for the face. Might feel much brighter. And being aware below the cheekbones, maxillary sinuses, nose and nasal passageways, roof of the mouth, the tongue, the jaw. All different energies, and the eyes and the ethmoid are the higher energies for the face. Relate a lot to the brain and the central nervous system. Being aware of the spine, you may feel some energy starting to move through the spine as all of these different energies of the face start communicating. You might feel this brighter energy of the eyes and ethmoid running down through the face. And you may feel the deeper, darker energies of the jaw rising through the face. And as that happens, that's mirrored in the whole body, through the whole body. Deeper, richer, darker energies rising in the body, higher energies descending in the body. Deeper, richer energies rising in the spine, higher energies descending down the spine. Feeling the whole face breathe, feeling the different qualities of the whole face. Dropping back to the ears, and you move into the cranium. The temporal bones are under the ears, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath, and you move into the energies of the cranium and the brain, and in front of you is the whole face, breathing, relating to the brain, relating to the cranium in all sorts of different ways, activating the brain, activating the cranium, connecting you to the beyond, connecting you to the universe, connecting you to the earth. You can drop back to the occiput at the back of the head, the lower back of the head. You can sit there viewing the face breathing, the cranium breathing. And then down below you, the energies travelling up and down through the whole spine, connecting to the pelvis. So the face, the cranium breathing, also the higher bones, you've got the temporal bones breathing, also the forehead, the frontal bone, the temples, the parietal bones at the top of the cranium breathing, the whole cranium breathing, the whole face breathing, and the spine. Everything connects, remembering to do the holographic breathing. It opens up a deep and profound space. You can channel your essence from the beyond, can connect to the earth, become one with the earth and the higher energies, your reflection in the earth, your reflection in the higher energies in the universe. It's a holographic breathing. We're going to drop back down, being aware of the ears, the sides of the cranium, the eyes, the ethmoid between the eyes, dropping down to the cheekbones, the maxillary sinuses, the nose. Notice the energy is descending and changing colours, changing energy, like a rainbow. The nasal passageways connecting to the heart, the roof of the mouth, the tongue, front of the jaw, the back of the jaw, sitting down into the sides and back of the jaw. Notice this connecting to the sit bones, to the heels, to the earth, to the deep grounded energies of us and the deep grounded energies of the earth. And also being aware of the occiput, the back of the cranium. This is like also the deep grounded energies of the earth. Allow yourself to ground, allow yourself to earth, and breathe. And gently allowing yourself to come back. So in holographic breathing, there's a gentle motion of the jaw. Jaw opens on the in-breath, closes on the out-breath, and it's a small motion. And people find their own amount, and it varies over a period of time, but it's not big, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, quarter of an inch, sometimes less. And on the same time as you're doing that, the lips are closed all of the time, and the upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable. And quite often when people are learning, and a bit later, people are used to opening the jaw and the lips open at the same time. So the lips open, or they open the jaw and the tongue comes off the roof of the mouth. But there's an innate ability, probably from suckling, that the lips can stay sealed, not tense, in a relaxed way, that they can stay closed in a relaxed way and the jaw can move, and the tongue can have a relaxed and soft seal to the roof of the mouth as the jaw moves. I'll just demonstrate so people can see that it really is a very subtle movement of the jaw. So I'll just do for a few moments. So and very quickly you drop into an alternative state, kind of a shamanistic, very relaxed place. So we're going to go through some exercises, but this time with our eyes open. First of all, to get that seal on the lips, notice you can kind of purse your lips. You can, it goes in here, and the lips stay closed. Try that a few times. You can drop the jaw and the lips stay closed. And now also put the tongue on the roof of the mouth and pull the jaw down. And notice it's like you get a suction with the tongue as the jaw drops down. So you can make a seal, and that is very similar to what babies do. Their lips seal around the nipple in a relaxed way, and the tongue seals the nipple to the roof of the mouth. So we can make a seal with a natural ability to making a seal. But now doing that in a very relaxed way with a much smaller motion of the jaw. So the lips are relaxed with a light seal, the flat of the tongue on the roof of the mouth with a very relaxed seal, and now just in a small way, or however big, opening the jaw. The lips stay sealed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth, the jaw closes, the lips stay sealed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. Now make that movement a bit smaller. And now it's a bit like a pump. Notice as you're opening the jaw, it's natural to breathe in through your nose. As your jaw drops down, it's like a little pump. It brings the air in through the nose. Then as the jaw rises, it's like a pump. The breath comes out through the nose. So just being with that, and make the movement smaller. The jaw opens, you breathe in through the nose. The jaw closes, you breathe out through the nose. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. The lips stay closed with a very light seal. And now turning that round, so rather than the focus being on the jaw, you change the emphasis. Be aware of the breath coming in through your nose, and as the breath comes in, the jaw gently opens. Then as the breath comes out, the jaw gently closes. And notice how that takes the pressure away from the jaw. It becomes much more relaxed when you have the emphasis on the breath. So as you're breathing in, the jaw gently opening, the lips still have this very natural light seal, the tongue has a very natural light seal. Then as you breathe out, the jaw naturally closes. And notice there's a lot of people already closing their eyes and going into an altered state. Notice you start feeling very relaxed, and it's hard to keep your eyes open. You're drifting into a different state. As you breathe in, the jaw naturally opens with it. As you breathe out, the jaw naturally closes. And smaller, slower motion of the jaw, the lips stay relaxed and closed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. Notice it gets harder and harder to actually do it and keep the eyes open, because you're drifting into a different state of consciousness. And it's good to relax the back of the neck and back of the head, because a lot of the energy is coming through there. Now letting the eyes close, and if you want, let the eyes close, just naturally being with that. As you breathe in, the jaw is gently opening. As you breathe out, the jaw gently closing. Notice how natural that feels. You get these waves of energy, waves of relaxation moving through your body. Very soft, relaxed seal in the lips, very soft, relaxed seal in the tongue. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth, maybe half an inch or an inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The more you do, the more of the tongue naturally starts covering the roof of the mouth. But to start off with, whatever feels most comfortable. Notice you go into this place that's halfway between being awake and being asleep. It's like the dream state. It's a very shamanistic space. It feels very natural. Relax the throat. As you breathe in, the chest is opening, the jaw is opening. As you breathe out, the chest is closing, the jaw is closing. As you breathe in, the abdomen is opening, the jaw is opening. As you breathe out, the abdomen is closing, the jaw is closing. You may be able to feel it right down into the pelvis. So breathing in, the pelvis is opening, the jaw opening. As you breathe out, the pelvis closing, the jaw closing. But also notice in a very subtle way, the whole face has started to breathe. This gentle motion of the jaw connects through every cell, through every part of us, and it especially connects up through the face, through the brain, through the cranium, through the neck, through the throat, connects it to the rest of the body. And this whole area that wasn't really breathing so much before, in a very subtle way starts to open and close with the breath. And it's not a physical thing you're aiming for, it's very subtle. The more subtle you do it, the stronger, more profound the experience is. And as the jaw closes, it's okay for the teeth to touch, but they just float together. There's no pressure, they're not resting and pressing together. They may just bounce around, gently touching a tiny bit. Or the jaw can just be slightly separate as you breathe out. Breathing in, the jaw gently opens with the breath. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. It relaxes open and it relaxes closed. You drop into a deep, shamanistic, alternative space, a channel. But it's your own channel, it's you, your energies, connecting with the earth, connecting with the higher self, which are reflections of you, very resourceful, very nutritious on all levels. Okay, and gently allowing yourself to come back.